Why do some senior leaders act surprised when good soldiers leave the military? Specialist Lance Briggs was the best soldier in our company. Top PT scores, expert marksman, never late, never complained. The kind of guy sergeants loved and other soldiers respected. He'd been in for 6 years, coming up on his re-enlistment decision. Everyone assumed he'd sign for another 4 years minimum, maybe go for 20 and retire. Our battalion commander, Lieutenant Colonel Vernon Shaw, loved using Lance as an example during formations. This is what right looks like, soldiers. Be more like Briggs. Lance lived in the barracks, drove a beat-up truck that barely started, sent most of his paycheck home to his mom in Kentucky. She had medical bills piling up after his dad died. One Tuesday, Lance requested a meeting with Colonel Shaw, wanted to discuss his career options before his re-enlistment window closed. I was working in the commander's office that day. Heard the whole conversation through the thin walls. Lance explained his situation. His mom needed help. The medical bills were crushing her. He'd been looking at civilian jobs that paid twice his military salary. But I love the Army, sir, Lance said. If there's any way to make it work financially, I want to stay in. Colonel Shaw gave him the standard speech. The military isn't about money, Briggs. It's about service, honor. You can't put a price tag on what we do here. Lance tried again. I understand that, sir, but my mom's going to lose her house. I'm her only family. Is there any way to get stationed closer to Kentucky? Maybe look at special duty assignments? Shaw cut him off. Needs of the Army come first, specialist. You know that. We'll send you where we need you. That's the deal. What about the retention bonus, sir? I heard infantry soldiers might be eligible. That's for critical shortage MOSs only. We're fully manned right now. No bonus available. The meeting lasted 10 minutes. Lance walked out looking defeated. I saw his face. He made up his mind right there. 2 weeks later, Lance submitted his separation paperwork. Word spread fast through the company. Colonel Shaw called an emergency meeting with all the senior NCOs. I had to take notes. I don't understand it, Shaw said, genuinely confused. Briggs is one of our best. Why would he throw away his career? First Sergeant Vaughn spoke up. Sir, he's got family issues. His mom's in bad shape financially. Shaw waved it off. Everyone's got problems. That's no reason to quit. We're in the middle of preparing for deployment. His squad needs him. Captain Ellis, the company commander, tried to explain. Sir, Briggs makes about $32,000 a year. He's got a job offer in construction for $65,000. That's life-changing money for his situation. Money, Shaw scoffed. Always about money with this generation. Back in my day, soldiers stayed in because it was the right thing to do. I watched the senior NCOs exchange glances. They knew. They understood exactly why Lance was leaving. But Shaw didn't want to hear it. Lance's final day came 3 months later. He'd trained his replacement, finished all his clearing paperwork, ready to start his civilian job the following Monday. Colonel Shaw stopped him at the battalion headquarters. I was there filing documents. Briggs, I want you to reconsider. The Army needs good soldiers like you. You're making a mistake. Lance stood at attention. Sir, with respect, I asked for help. I explained my situation. The Army couldn't do anything for me. My mom's about to lose everything. What kind of son would I be if I stayed? A dedicated soldier. That's what kind. Lance's jaw tightened. My dad was a dedicated soldier, sir. Served 22 years. Retired as a sergeant first class. You know what his retirement pay was? Barely enough to cover basic bills. When he got cancer, the VA appointments took months. The medication costs bankrupted them. He died waiting for an approval that never came. Shaw looked uncomfortable. That's unfortunate, but individual cases don't represent the whole system. Sir, I've watched good soldiers leave every month for 2 years. Every single one had the same story. Money problems, family problems, asked for help, got told the needs of the Army come first, then leadership acts shocked when they don't re-enlist. Shaw's face turned red. Watch your tone, specialist. I'm getting out in 4 hours, sir. Not much you can do to me now. They stood there for a long moment. Shaw finally said, dismissed. Lance walked out, never looked back. 6 months later, Colonel Shaw got called to a retention briefing at division headquarters. The numbers were bad. The battalion had the worst retention rate in the brigade. A general asked Shaw directly why his good soldiers kept leaving. Shaw gave the same speech about dedication and service and honor. The general cut him off. I pulled the exit surveys. Every soldier who left mentioned the same thing. They asked for help. You told them no. Then you acted surprised when they walked. Shaw tried to argue. The general shut him down. You're relieved of command, effective immediately. Maybe your replacement will actually listen to soldiers before they hit the door. Shaw retired 6 months later, bitter about how his career ended. Lance sent me a message last month. He's making 6 figures now, running his own construction company. Bought his mom a house, paid off all her medical debt. Tell the colonel I said thanks, Lance wrote. His refusal to help was the push I needed to build something better. I never showed Shaw that message. Some lessons come too late to matter.